I told all the things I do like about it, so I'm just gonna probably shit on it for a minute. If that's okay, because I have completely different thoughts and opinions of it. Like,
really?
Where the fuck is McClay? Did you want to say anything? Okay. Awesome. This is the Bogcast, episode 145. Thanks for joining us. How you doing today?
Chilling, brother.
Right on. So we went and saw The Batman Monday, which was 2 days ago. And we thought we would do a review on it.
Fucking A.
So
I've been waiting to talk about it.
So what were your initial thoughts?
I thought it was awesome. I thought it was like, I hate to use the word masterpiece, but it was that, to me, it was that good. Like, there was very few times in the movie where I was like, this is slow, or, you know, it
that's a good thing to say for a 3-hour movie.
Yes. Yeah. It felt like there was like 3 times in the movie where you thought, okay, they're wrapping everything up, and then nope, you know, not at all. And
usually when that happens, it's like, fuck, just end this shit.
Yeah, it was funny because my buddy Kyle was talking about it, and that's what he said. He goes, dude, you're gonna think it's being wrapped up, but it's not. And he was exactly right. You know what I mean? Like, there's like these 3 plot lines that all kind of intertwine. You know what I mean? And it was just really fucking good. I was surprised how good it was.
Because I'm interested in your opinion, because you're just so much into the comics compared to me. So I'm watching it for, I think, more of a just a film perspective. You know what I'm saying? Uh-huh. So as far as the comics go, like, they did do something. So we should say really quick, this is probably going to be spoilers, right?
Oh yeah, fucking A. Oh,
so and if you want to come back and watch the show or watch the movie and then come back and hear a review, I suggest just turning this off now. But they do change some of the plot lines that are known in Batman. For example, like Martha Wayne.
Yeah.
What do you think of all that stuff?
So the weirdest thing to me was the Martha stuff. So basically what they do is they basically say that Martha comes from the Arkhams, the family that built Arkham Asylum, and, you know, all that stuff, and which is kind of weird, but it worked. It worked. It wasn't too outlandish to where I was like, oh, that's cheesy. Oh, that's stupid. You know what I mean? And it wasn't a big part of the storyline. It was a part, but not like a...
Well, the more so his father was, though, the corruption in his father.
The corruption in his father, yeah.
I actually like that.
I liked it too, because no man, like, every man has his weaknesses. When your family is involved or something, you know, like that, every person has their weaknesses. And that's very important, you know, especially with a father and a son, because a father always looks at his son like, a son always looks at his father like he's
Superman.
Yeah.
Thank God they didn't show the parents dying and the pearls hitting the ground again. I mean, that shit was played out before the Snyder bullshit. You know what I mean? And then he did it again. It's like, fuck, we know.
Yeah.
I liked how they started it, like, pretty much year 2, right? Kind of.
It is year 2. Yeah. So it's year 2. And that's what I really like too, is also,
we don't need to know how he, you know what I mean? Like,
you can tell it's year 2. Like, he's kind of getting the things down. Like the Batman we all know and love, right, is you don't hear him coming. But in year 2, he hasn't figured that out yet. So every time that he shows up, you can hear his footsteps, or you hear
I didn't even think of that.
Yeah, you heard his footsteps, and people are like, oh shit, here he comes. You know what I mean?
But yeah, normally when you don't hear him.
Yeah, you don't hear him.
I didn't even think of that.
Yeah,
dude.
He's hiding in the shadows. You don't even know he's there. You know?
I did see it hit me in year 2, as far as like him, you know, fucking up some of the gadgets.
Yes.
He'd fall over and stumble and things like that. Like I was like, okay, he's learning how to use all this shit.
So
right now,
good,
you know?
man.
Yeah.
There was it had all it had fan service moments. It had great movie making moments. It had great sound and music. You know, what you said walking out was something that is such a major part of the film that made it better for me, was the fact that, like, all the music and everything you heard is based off that Nirvana song.
That riff, yeah.
Just that. Yeah. And or it's David Bowie. Is it David? No,
it's something in the way. It's an original.
That's an original. Okay. So that changes everything, right? To me, like, it just
a score, an amazing score is just
perfect.
Yeah, it just adds so much to a movie, you know.
And then
and that's crazy. It's just 2 notes. It's like no.
Yep.
It's like fuck.
It's the Darth Vader dirge without those high notes.
I thought
that's exactly
that.
what it is. And every time he shows up, you hear those notes.
Yeah.
Every time. Another cool thing was see this in a movie theater with a good sound system, because like all the like sound effects and everything is meant to be like you have to see it, experience all those, because that's what it's meant to do. And there's certain times where they use the sound effects and it's so good, man. Like
I suggest that for any movie. Like I kick myself in the ass for not seeing Dune in the theaters and shit, like, because there's guys that spend literally 2-3 years just mixing all this bullshit so we experience that stuff. You know what I mean? That's just a whole art form in itself. And you're right, like mixing the dialogue with the sound effects with the fucking score. You know what I mean? It's just like you feel it.
I love how the movie starts. Like the movie starts with Paul Dano's character, the Riddler, watching somebody, and you're like, what the fuck is going on? You know what I mean? It's kind of creepy. And here's the other thing. So this is the best way that I can anybody can explain it. It's a mix between 2 movies and like 2 movies and 2 comic book series, right? It's a mix between Frank Miller's Year One, right? Even though it's Year Two, it felt very Year One-ish, because if you read Frank Miller's Year One, it's very about the Falcone family, crime, all that stuff. Selina's dad being Falcone, all that stuff.
Oh, that's a real thing?
That's a real thing, yeah.
Story? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought they fucking just added that in the movie.
No.
I didn't know that was in the comics. Okay.
Really, really crime detective type story. And then Long Halloween, which is what it's mainly based on, right? It starts off with Halloween. You get to meet it's Jeff Loeb and Tim Sale did a 12-part series, I think Long Halloween was. And every book is like a different month of the year. And it starts off in Halloween till the next you know what I mean? And oops.
Put it on vibrate, McClay. Yeah, and these are known as the like best Batman comics, like, right? Like Year One, Halloween and all that.
Yeah. Top 10 guaranteed. Maybe
I've read Year One, but I don't think I've read the Long Halloween.
Yeah, Long Halloween is amazing. Yeah. And the cool thing about Long Halloween is that you get all the different characters, all the different
like
villains.
Calendar Man.
Yeah, and that's exactly what they're doing here. The first part of the trilogy, you get Penguin, Riddler, Selina, and Catwoman, right? And well, that's that. They set it up for part 2. You're going to get the Joker, Hush, and probably somebody else. And then the third one, you're going to get.
Well, I saw an interview with Matt Reeves where he didn't really know if there was going to be a sequel. He was just making this knowing it was just going to be one movie, and he had that tease of the Joker, not to like say like this is going to be the second one, just to say like, yeah, even though this story is wrapping, this is still a larger world. There's still all these other characters, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I have a feeling that they're not going to use the Joker.
No, they are. I think 100%. 100%. Barry Keoghan already came out and I guess Barry Keoghan's best friend put on something like Instagram or something that he got the part. They have to use the Joker, dude. Like,
it's fucking played out.
Well, they'll use it in a different way where the Joker isn't the main bad guy. You know what I mean? You're going to have Hush. You're going to have the Joker. Like he's just a part of the storyline to move the story along.
I feel like it opens the doors for the Penguin more. You know what I mean?
Oh, he's getting his own series.
And then, like, when you mean movie?
No, own series, TV show, like HBO Max.
With By the way, Farrell?
Colin Farrell. Let's talk about that again. How great he was.
Yeah, he was badass.
Oh my God! Like you can't even tell it's Colin Farrell.
He's a great actor anyway.
You cannot tell at all that is Colin Farrell. Like if nobody told you, nobody would know.
You know what's crazy about that is he wanted to like add smoking into it because Penguin's always been a smoker, but they wouldn't let him do it. Maybe to keep that PG-13 rating. I'm thinking because I know Matt Reeves was trying to
make it R.
Or Warner Brothers that's the one thing they asked him, was like, can you just keep it PG-13. We're putting so much money into this, we need to get it to a large audience. You know what I mean? So but it is probably the most adult Batman film.
Yeah. Well, the two movies that it reminds you of are Seven and Saw.
I was gonna throw in a third one, Zodiac.
Yes.
To me, Riddler is the Zodiac.
Yeah.
just leaving fucking clues.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like,
great.
I feel
all
like,
3 movies are great. Very dark.
Yeah.
Detective. I mean,
that's one thing they touched on.
The 7 thing is so perfect, and they did it, and it wasn't cheesy like they were trying to totally rip off 7. You know what I mean? They made it their own, but it was a good homage to 7. You know?
Yeah.
So good. Oh my god, dude, Jeffrey Wright. I couldn't believe how good. Like, a lot of people are shitting on Jeffrey Wright because he really didn't have a huge part of it. I mean, he was a part of it, but I think people were expecting.
That's not his fault.
No, but for some reason they're shitting on him, and I don't know why. Because I thought he was fucking great.
He's a great actor too.
Yeah. There wasn't a bad actor in it. Even John Turturro killed it as Falcone.
Yeah. Robert Pattinson. We've been talking about Robert Pattinson for years.
Oh yeah.
Like, everyone, remember he got cast. Oh, the Twilight guy. And me and you always said, just wait. You know what I'm saying? Because it's gonna be fucking. Because he's a great actor. You know.
You know what was really good is
he's been fucking killing it in independent films for like the past ever since Twilight. You know what I mean? You gotta check his IMDb out. Watch any of those movies.
You made a great comment that I think is one of the best things that I've ever thought that somebody said, is that the fact that in the mask that he wears, you can see his jaw.
Awesome.
Yeah, and so you.
That's what I wish in the Dark Knight series Christian Bale had. I realized, because his cowl's so dumb. I realized because it's just the mouth.
Yeah.
But Christian Bale has that same jawline.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that would have made that Batman even cooler.
Because you could get the expressions more. He gets to move his head around. The only thing there's one minor gripe I have. I couldn't stand how every time you saw him as Bruce Wayne, his hair was in his eyes.
Supposedly they based Bruce Wayne off of Kurt Cobain.
Yeah.
Matt Reeves did a little bit.
Yeah.
So,
And I didn't like that hair in the eyes thing.
It's funny they call him emo Batman and shit, but it makes more sense because he would have that black stuff on his eyes. But if you watch the older Batmans, when they take the mask off, somehow the black stuff's gone.
Yeah. Yeah, it's stupid.
So it actually it's more like realistic.
It is.
You know what I mean?
And that's the other thing. If you look at his suit, it's more realistic. He has the combat boots on. He has the
the fighting, to me, the fighting scenes, especially that first one with those dudes with the clown makeup. Are those Joker dudes?
Oh yeah.
That's straight out of those video games, dude. The Arkham City shit, doing the combos and all that shit. I feel like they took some inspiration from those, because those video games are fucking amazing, dude.
Oh yeah. I guarantee they did, dude. There was only you know what's funny? There was only just a couple really fight scenes with Batman, right? You know, there was one mild one with Selina, but then there was the Joker's.
He's getting fucked up a lot.
Yeah, there was the Joker one, and then the one at the end with the Riddlers, right? Other than that, he doesn't fight a lot. You don't see him fighting much, which blows me away, because I didn't even think about that until now. You know what I mean?
And then my favorite thing about the Batman movies is just watching the new gadgets that they incorporate into it. And one of my favorite things is this is straight out of Black Mirror, is just the fucking contact that records everything, and then he puts it on that thing, and then you can watch it back. Yeah. That was such a great little thing.
Yeah. And did you notice his tech kind of felt old? They did this weird thing where they made it feel kind of old, but made it up old. You know what I mean? It did things that you're like, that it could never do that. You know what I mean? What the fuck is he doing with that? He presses a button, a little thing pops out. You know, it's it was.
I guess I didn't catch on that.
Oh, it was kind of weird, dude. Another, dude, the fucking car, bro. Dude, that whole scene where they bring the car in and you just hear him start up the car and the sound, and you could feel it and the sound it makes, and
that's probably one of my favorite shots is when it turns upside. It's the world turns upside down on himself, and you see Batman. It's in the trailer, but that's such a dope shot.
Paul Dano was so good, man. So good. When he was that scene when he was talking to Batman, and he's just Paul Dano does this thing where he does this long yell, you will do what I say, you know. It's really if I me doing it right there sounds really cheesy, but when he does it, he makes it sound, I don't know, it's really
well. He's a great actor too.
It's fucking, he was good, man.
So I told all the things I do like about it, so I'm just gonna probably shit on it for a minute. Because I have completely different thoughts and opinions of it.
Really?
I was completely entertained the entire time. I was never bored for a 3-hour movie. You know what I mean? It didn't feel like a 3-hour movie on all that. But personally for me, and I don't know, I just feel like an asshole, or I'm just super anally retentive. but like I feel like I have superhero fatigue or something.
A lot of people do.
And I don't know what it was, dude, but just seeing a guy in a bat suit just seems so cheesy to me.
When he's walking through the
like
through
I was
the
just like,
scene
this
with,
is like, I was just like, this is dumb.
Yeah.
Like a bunch of times. Like I don't know, I don't know what it was.
I got that
this time around. Like I've never had that feeling in my life watching a superhero movie before. But I was like, I felt like the movie would have been a million times better if it wasn't about Batman.
Yeah.
It was just like a James Bondy kind of guy in a way or something. You know what I mean?
Well, they pulled that off with Joker. Maybe they pulled that off with Batman, where they just got something and said, okay, now let's put him in a bat suit.
Yeah.
And add a little fan service. I got that feeling once. And the only time I got it was when they find the Riddler's apartment and all the cops are in there doing something, and all of a sudden Batman walks in. And
but
he's
isn't that in the
do
comics kind of?
100%. 100%.
Yeah, it's not cheesy like in the comics when you're reading it and
I
shit,
think,
but
dude,
I don't
you know what that
I don't
is?
know what it is, dude.
I'll tell you what it is. It's the world we live in right now is really fucking weird and chaotic, and I think it's hard to jump into that hero thing again. You know what I mean? Like we're seeing all this crazy shit go down, like cities burning, you know, like really what's going on in Gotham. We saw the last couple of years, bro.
Yeah.
Right? You know what I mean? And like if some guy showed up in a fucking bat suit, like to fight those people, like we'd be like, what the fuck are you doing?
I feel like maybe, I don't know. I just feel like it's just because I've seen so many superhero movies now. I think maybe
everything's a superhero.
I feel like
movie.
Zack Snyder fucked it up a lot. Like that Batman shit sucks, dude. With Ben Affleck and all that stuff. I just think he fucked it up for me a lot. And before that, I was a huge Zack Snyder fan. Like I actually enjoyed Man of Steel, and I was excited like to see where everything was going. Just to be fucking completely disappointed. Even the fucking we talked about it the recut or whatever, the Snyder shit sucked.
Yeah.
Like that wasn't even any better. So I don't know. That was just one thing where it didn't like completely take me out. Like I said, I was still entertained and I just dealt with it. But there was just a bunch of moments I was like, this is like cheesy. You know what I mean? I don't know. I think Paul Dano was a great I don't know. I feel like I'm just being too anal about this. I didn't like the intro of how they introduced the Riddler and all that. Like that was cheesy to me. I almost felt like they shouldn't have showed him yet to keep him more mysterious. You know what I mean? Like I felt like they were trying to like do the Dark Knight, like the introduction with the Joker. Like they didn't have to start the movie with the Riddler. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I wasn't really that impressed by that intro. Like it just seemed like a normal like.
I think it's because I'm going.
I'm thinking way into it. I think.
No, I'm going into it knowing like what the story is about, the trilogy is about. You know what I mean? It's this storyline. It's this huge detective storyline where all the villains are small parts of it, right? So to me, the Riddler isn't that big of a deal in this. You know what I mean? Like the Riddler is just to get to the next, to the next movie. You know what I mean? Like there's 3 villains in this. There's the Penguin, the Riddler, and Falcone. Okay. So you know what I mean? Like I look at it as like there's 3 different parts. You know, the Riddler is just to get to the next. The
movie?
Riddler.
Are you saying the next movie?
No. The Riddler is
the next act. You mean?
Yeah, the Riddler is just there to move
the story
along. You know what I mean? He's not the main bad guy.
Like Falcone probably was.
Falcone was the bad guy, main bad guy, because the corruption is the main bad guy, right? And and that's why I love that they didn't kill the Riddler off. Thank God, don't kill villains. Do not kill them. And that's another thing that I think is so great about this. This is one of the first movies where they don't kill the villains off. You know, I don't think they weren't supposed to with Joker with Heath Ledger, but they had to. You know what I mean? Well, they kind of left it open ended. It was weird.
No. They were definitely going to include him in the Dark Knight Rises. Yeah, and then completely had to shift gears.
No, I mean like in the movie though. The only reason you think that he's dead is because he died. They don't really say he died, right? Mm-hmm. But you know, like, anyways, this one, you know that the Riddler is just the plot device to get to Falcone. And so, like, I don't look at the Riddler as being the main bad guy, I guess. I guess Falcone isn't the main villain. Corruption's the main villain.
Yeah.
The corruption. Remember, he thinks his dad is uncorruptible. He finds out his dad can be corrupted. Falcone. Falcone is Selena's dad, you know, and he's corruption. Paul Dano is the only reason he's doing what he is doing is because he wants to fight corruption in his weird way.
He had that motivation because of how he got fucked over by Bruce Wayne's dad,
by the corruption
and all that. Yeah, by corruption. Yeah.
Because he found out about all of it, you know.
Yeah.
so that I think the corruption and it's always been about corruption and Batman, he's the Dark Knight of Gotham.
Corrupted.
It's always corrupted. Yeah. And I think that's the whole key is that we got to remember. I don't know, man. I loved it. I don't think it was the best Batman movie.
I'm not trying to shit on your fucking.
I know, yeah.
I'm just being honest with it. Like I don't know. It's Batman is just like it's just I don't know. It's just played out, I guess, to me in a sense. I don't know. Like in 10 more years, there's gonna be another new trilogy, and it's gonna be the same exact shit. You know what I mean? Yeah. Unless they do, what's the one where he's in the future? Batman Beyond.
Yeah.
Unless they do cool. That.
That would be awesome, dude. Yeah. Change it up. Do Batman Beyond. Yeah.
That's where cool. he's like in his 70s, right?
Yeah.
And there's like a new kid.
Yeah. He gives him tech and shit.
I thought the director of photography was fucking amazing. I mean, it was shot. Dude, I love Matt Reeves. I think he's a phenomenal filmmaker. I thought it was shot well.
That scene at the end where he pops that fucking flare.
Yeah.
And he's walking them out. I was like, dude, that is fucking badass. And he pans up and you just see the whole thing and you just see him in the dark walking the people through the water.
I love the one where they're shooting the machine guns and he's fighting. That was a good fight too.
Oh my God, bro. And all you see is the only reason you see anything is the flares from the guns. So good, bro.
And he's like in a different position, fucking somebody up. Yeah. That'll be on Patreon.
There's also a lot of people thinking that there's scenes that were campy, like when she's like the bat and the cat and the bat, or there's cats.
Who said that?
A lot of people are saying like
I forgot the scene.
Remember when at the end where she's like, just go with me, we can do something together. Yeah. The cat and the bat.
But that would be out of a comic. Though.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, yeah. And then when like
that's why I feel like when like I'm an asshole sometimes for just reading into it and being too anal about things, because when I see other people, I'm like, come on, you gotta have a little campiness in there,
Yeah. It was a good movie, man. It was really good.
Yeah, and then I also worry about sometimes our opinions on movies because we get so pumped when we see them right away. I can't tell you many movies I've seen just like fucking blown away, and then my opinion kind of changes, 3 to 5 years later on it, and the movie doesn't necessarily hold up as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah. A lot of people are complaining how dark it is. I think it was great. I think all the rain was awesome. The lighting, everything.
You mean they're complaining about
how dark?
No, I like that.
I like
that's what I'm talking about, the cinematography. I thought that was great. Like Falcone's office, where his pool table's out and the way he's looking over the city, and it shows like that he's the king of the city in a sense. You know what I mean? That's all great, dude.
It was awesome.
I think they used that new technology that like they shoot Boba Fett with, where it's that circle shit, and they can just change the backgrounds and stuff.
I like how he rides his motorcycle a lot. I think that's cool.
I'll tell you something I fucking love about this movie. That Robert Pattinson choice that he made for the Batman, and is that he did not take roids for this fucking role.
Yeah, and you could see he's not big. Buff guy.
And that was a big thing. Like, and he even, I saw an interview with him so Robert Pattinson, dude, is known for just being a compulsive liar in interviews. So there's all these crazy things that he says that are just not true. And then you can go back and find out that like, he's just completely lying there.
With him, man.
And so like, he said something about like, he's not working out anymore. And then everyone shit on him like, why, you're not working out? But of course he did. You know what I mean? But what he meant by that was he's not taking fucking roids. Like he's not going to
he's not like Christian Bale or
Christian Bale goes from 130 to 220, just fucking jacked in like fucking 6-7 months. That was crazy, dude.
Yeah.
That's one of the craziest body transformations in film history.
He did that twice.
It's Christian Bale going from
Machinist
to the Batman Begins. As a matter of fact, he showed up 30 pounds too big, and Christopher Nolan delayed production for like another month to get him, a little bit smaller and shit. So yeah. There's a guy, I forgot his name of his YouTube channel. The guy was on Rogan before, but he's all about like lifting and stuff. And he calls out like, oh, this guy, he's roiding, he's running. He's like, Robert Pattinson is not roiding right here. You know what I mean? Blah, blah, blah. And I was like,
well, that scene where you see him and they show his back and his back's all fucked up and shit. I thought that was cool. You could tell he's just fucking beaten.
Yeah.
He's just been beaten.
Yeah. Like trying shit out. He's not good at it. Yeah. I like that too. That was dope. I think that's all I had on that.
What'd you think of Zoe Kravitz as Selena?
She was great.
Dude, she was awesome.
Yeah, she was really good, I thought. I thought all the acting was great.
Yeah.
one of the things for me is like the Batman's voice. Like I'm kind of glad like how we did like Batman's voice compared to Bruce Wayne's voice. You know what I mean?
It wasn't
like,
as gruff.
Yeah. I guess he tried experimenting with a different voice. Matt Reeves told him, so I was like, dude, you can't be doing that. You got to change it.
I read somewhere one time that they used that in this one there was going to be like a machine that changes his voice.
Oh.
And they didn't do that, which was weird because I thought that would have been cool.
I don't understand. Like if he's Bruce Wayne, he should have something like that. Just something that, like he could just change it to whatever, dude. Yeah. And
I really liked fucking Alfred in this, man. I thought the dude that played Alfred, what's his name? Andy Serkis was good. He was really good, man. So that part where he's giving him the cufflinks, and he's like, "Oh, what? You're a Wayne now?" And he's like, "Your dad gave those to me, man." You know, I was like, "That was a fucking cool fucking scene, dude." Yeah.
Yeah.
It was good shit.
Oh, I'm trying to think what else was on
there. One of the best things about it that I realized also was fucking those recliners at AMC are so awesome, dude.
So I was worried about sitting there for 3 hours because of my hip and shit, and I had absolutely no problems.
They were so comfortable, dude.
Laid back the whole time.
There was like 10 people maybe max in there.
Yeah, there's like no reason not to have those recliners every time you go to a movie.
But during the previews, those fucking color issues.
For some reason, dude, I thought for sure that they were going to come in and be like, all right, you guys are going to have to
go to another
back.
Yeah.
No, I thought they were just going to I don't know what they were going to do. Just fuck us somehow.
Yeah. Or you have to wait till the next showing. Yeah.
It's like 3 hours later.
Yeah. And then they showed the
So we should say what happened, but like we were watching the trailers and then all of a sudden just like the colors got all super pixelated and it was all red.
Yeah. There was like a weird
like filter.
Yeah. And then they played the same fucking movie trailer twice.
Yeah, that was odd.
What the fuck?
I don't even remember it.
It was that Nope movie, the Jordan Peele movie.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Right on. So did you? So you watched the Obi-Wan?
Yeah.
Trailer?
Oh yeah.
What'd you think?
I thought it was. Oh man. All right, so I'm gonna nitpick this. All right. I think the Inquisitor looks stupid.
Yeah.
He looks like
the face looks weird.
Yeah, it looks weird. It looks really small. It looks like one of those faces on like a pear or like a fucking orange. You know what I mean? Those old Adult Swim things where the guys are talking, like the orange is talking. That's what it looks like. It looks stupid. And that pisses me off. I always hated.
The Inquisitor has like a more longer head, don't they?
Yeah, it's supposed to have a little bit longer. His is kind of like. Yeah. He looks like he's swollen. It looks like he's on steroids, like prednisone. You know what I mean? Like.
I know the Inquisitors from the Clone Wars, but they're just like Jedi hunters, right?
Jedi hunters.
What Darth Vader sends out to like kind of clean up the remaining Jedi from after the Clone Wars or some shit. Okay.
Yep. There's the Inquisitor, and then there's the brothers and the sisters, and those are below him. Like that chick with the lightsaber, red lightsaber. She's a knight. They call her a night sister or a sister or whatever. So that kind of pisses me off because the Inquisitor is such a cool character. And that pissed me off.
That is a cool character. Are they like force sensitive at all?
Yeah. They're basically like Sith without being total Sith. You know what I mean? Then the other thing is that I'm a little worried because Kathleen Kennedy is involved so heavily in this.
Oh, is she?
Yeah, this has nothing to do with the Filoni.
Oh, really?
No Favreau, nothing. Oh. It's Kathleen Kennedy producing it, and then it's.
So who's writing it?
I forget who's writing it, but some Asian director. It's a female Asian director.
I know you're talking about. She directed a couple episodes. I think of the Mando.
Yeah, so she's doing this. So I gotta be honest, Kathleen Kennedy is fucking.
She needs to go.
She's gotta go, dude. She is toxic as fuck.
Fucked up my whole outlook on Star Wars, dude.
Yeah, so that's
7, 8, 9, dude. She's gotta go.
That's the only thing I'm really worried about. I'm also I was kind of worried that it's just gonna be like it's kind of creepy watching Obi-Wan look over Luke the whole time. You know, it's like he's watching him with the fucking binoculars, watching him. You know, it's like now that I think about it, it's kind of creepy to me, but you know, it is what it is.
You would think that would like help them find Luke easier.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, what are you doing? Why are you so close?
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of there.
Yeah. But I thought it's really cool that you heard Vader at the end. We all know Vader's going to be in it, so that's great.
Yeah, because isn't Hayden Christensen signed on?
Yep. So I'm cool with that. I love that. That's the main thing I'm looking forward to is the Vader stuff.
I'll tell you what the main thing I'm looking forward to that I fucking hope they touch on is my favorite thing in the prequels that kind of goes like the unspoken in a way is the fact that Qui-Gon is the one that figures out how to become a Force ghost.
Yes.
So supposedly Yoda should be communicating with Obi-Wan or Qui-Gon to Obi-Wan to teach him.
Yes.
Because that's how Obi-Wan fights Vader in A New Hope, and then because he knows he's going to be bigger. So I'm hoping that he gets that training from Qui-Gon. I think that's what that scene is when he's in that blue cave. Maybe like Qui-Gon's in there talking to him and shit.
Dude, that would be awesome.
That would, and if it's Liam Neeson's voice, you know what else was cool? This was also cool about it is. I forgot the name's actor, but he's a big actor now. The guy that plays the father of Luke, and he was in the prequels.
Yeah, Joel Edgerton.
Yeah, Joel Edgerton. He was in it.
Yeah,
I was like, oh shit, hell yeah, that's sick.
Yeah,
so
Uncle Owen.
if we hear Liam Neeson's voice, dude, that would be the shit.
I hope that we
because Qui-Gon's one of my favorite, my favorites from the prequels for sure.
Yeah, I hope that we get a little bit Darth Maul and a little bit of Black Chrysanthemum again, because
Who's
there's that big black Wookiee in Boba Fett.
Oh yeah,
because there's a famous scene in the comics. So I don't know if you know
name?
Black Chrysanthemum.
Oh, okay, I didn't even know that.
Yeah,
dork.
He has a Black Chrysanthemum has a scar over his eye, which is one of the coolest things about him. He gets that scar from Obi-Wan during this time period. Him and Obi-Wan fight each other.
Did he have it? He had it in.
He had it. Yeah. So I hope that they show that fight between them. Because Black Chrysanthemum's a fucking dope character in the comics. So cool in the comics. I hope we get
I didn't
that.
know he was from the comics. I didn't know that.
And also, the Darth Maul. I hope we get just a little bit of Darth Maul.
I'm trying to think.
Obi-Wan kills Darth Maul, during this time period.
So it's a 20 years between 3 and 4, right?
Yeah.
So would he have the spider legs?
Yeah, he'd have the spider legs.
That would be nuts.
Yeah. Yeah, or he would have mechanical legs.
That's what I meant, the mechanical spider things.
Yeah.
Fuck, that'd be crazy.
Yeah. Because remember, in the Clone Wars, that's how he dies. He comes back. He comes back and he knows there's something going on. He's like, "What's going on?" And Obi-Wan kills him while he's on Tatooine watching Luke.
He hasn't already killed him by this point?
I don't know. Could we see a flashback? Where he talks about it.
I see. Okay. I don't understand why Obi-Wan keeps that goddamn mullet.
I know, it's so stupid, dude.
Fucking cut that motherfucker.
That's another thing. He looked weird, dude. If you see the magazine cover that they did, he looks kind of weird, doesn't he?
I don't know if I saw that.
Oh, bro, he looks. There's something off about
Ewan McGregor.
Ewan McGregor, he just looks weird. So, I'm just hoping that isn't as bad as Boba Fett. That's what I hope. Just please. We
talked about
better.
that on the last episode how
please
disappointing that was.
Yeah.
And I had such high hopes for it because Mando was, good.
Yeah.
And then Boba Fett fucking sucked. Yeah. You know what a lot of it is, dude, for Boba Fett is that actor. He's not a good actor.
No, he's not.
You know what I mean?
Well, it's also the writing. Boba Fett shouldn't be respectful.
Yeah, I know. It's a big thing. Yeah, you're right. We talked about that last time. The writing, they completely flipped his character. But on top of that, they had no choice but to hire that guy for him at this point. And he's not that. He didn't have any lines really in the.
Well, a lot of people are thinking he's going to show back up in this maybe as what's that one clone?
Django. Oh wait, no, Django. That's done. He's dead.
Not Captain Rex. Is it Captain Rex? There's one clone that's still out there.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
because the clones look like him.
Yeah.
Is it the one with he's got yellow? It's like a yellow one.
I think so. Yeah. That's it. Yeah, Commander Cody or something like that. Yeah. One of them is still supposedly out there. So I'd like to see that. Are we gonna get any Asajj Ventress in this? That would be fucking awesome, dude. To get her.
There's so much shit they can tap into.
Here's my biggest thing that I hope. If the coolest thing that could happen out of this is that Hayden Christensen's badass as Vader in it. That would be my coolest thing because I feel like Hayden Christensen gets such a bad rap, dude. And I think that the reason he gets such a bad rap is because the writing was so bad for him.
Episode 2,
in
for
episode
sure.
2, yeah.
That's one of the.
Oh my god, dude, so bad. And
I saw that movie so much in the theaters too.
Yeah.
And I don't even know why.
Yeah.
Like, because it is one of the
Terrible.
fucking. It's just like you watch it like this.
Yeah.
You're like, what the like all those.
Yeah, the Gungan bullshit.
Well, no, like the romance
love scenes. Yeah,
it was horrible.
So cheesy, weird. And then the second part would be that they bring Darth Maul up, and it leads into Darth Maul and that storyline about his planet, the planet, and the knights and the night
like
witches.
A brother and shit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the night witches. Yeah,
his brother Savage Opress. And
I didn't like. I only know about those witches because of the game I used to play on my phone called Star Wars Galaxies, and they're the characters I hate the most because it just doesn't feel Star Warsy when they're in it. You know, it feels like World of Warcraft.
Yeah. Well, that
doesn't seem, maybe it fits in like how they did.
Well,
the
story
show,
about the Mandalorian
I'm
Wars.
like, what the fuck? This witches and Star Wars?
Yeah,
that makes sense.
The story about Darth Maul and the Mandalorian Wars is so fucking good, dude. And the dark saber, and because that's he had the dark saber.
Who?
Darth Maul.
Oh, he did.
Yeah. So
damn, I didn't know that.
Oh, bro, it's so good, man. And that's in the comics, and they kind of touch a little bit on it in.
Is this all canon though?
It's canon now. Yeah. Yep.
Damn.
Yeah.
So I don't get how Obi-Wan and Anakin, Darth Vader would see each other. It doesn't make sense. Like, so when they see each other in New Hope, doesn't Darth Vader say to him and oh, it's been a long time or something like that?
Yeah, but maybe it has. Like, maybe he sees him in this, and then they don't see each other for a long time. You know what I mean? At least 20 years, because Luke is like 6 or 7 in this, so 5 or 6. You know, maybe it's flashbacks.
Yeah. To me, it's like they were on Mustafar or whatever, and then they saw him in New Hope.
Yeah. I hope not.
That's how it is in my head.
Yeah, but I hope not. Because I just want more Vader. I think Vader is the coolest character in Star Wars.
For sure, yeah.
So that's what I want. I just want more Vader.
Yeah. Even when they did Rogue One, they went back and reshot that scene where he's with the lightsaber and all that. They added that later just because they realized, this needs more Vader, you know?
And you know what also I hope that this turns, the final thing I hope is that this turns into a Vader miniseries. Because they have some Vader stories they can tell that are so good in the comics, bro. So fucking good. Him going around the galaxy hunting Jedis. Oh, bro. Some of the best Vader shit ever is in the comics. They have this character named Dr. Aphra, who is like Vader's... He sends her off to go find these Sith relics, and it's almost like an Indiana Jones character, but a female. And she's so badass in the comics, dude. And she's got these she's got a protocol droid, and she's got what are the R2 units called? R2 units?
Yeah, R2 units, I guess. Yeah.
She's got a C-3PO and an R2, but they're all black, and basically they have the name called the murder droids, and her protocol droid is fucking diabolically evil, right?
That's a great
It's so
idea.
cool. It's so cool,
An
dude.
evil droid?
Yeah. It's amazing, dude.
Yeah.
And all he wants to do is torture people and stuff, you know? And it's like C-3PO, but it looks just like C-3PO, but all black, you know? And it looks just like R2, you know, but basically.
That's bad as fuck.
They're called the murder,
I want
triple Z and BT7.
I want figures of that.
Yeah, they have figures, dude. Yeah, they're badass.
Damn, that looks dope. That sounds dope.
Yeah.
Fuck, what was I gonna say? Yeah, I have no hope for Star Wars anymore. I kind of give up on it. So
I know,
like,
it sucks,
if
dude.
it is good, like I'll watch it, and if it is good, it's just kind of like a plus. But if it's not, I'm just like, I kind of expected it.
Yeah,
and
now
then I'm even less pumped since you told me that like it's Kathleen Kennedy and shit. Yeah, she fucking sucks.
Yeah. Well, after Boba Fett, man, I'm not super excited about Star Wars stuff as I used to be. Like, I'm back to where
Boba Fett's probably like everyone's favorite character, right? At least the most popular. You know what I mean? And they just completely fucked it up.
Yeah, they ruined him. Yeah.
And they had already ruined it with 7, 8, and 9, so it's like
I feel like
they reeled us back in at Mando,
yes,
and then it's like they lost us again with the Boba Fett. Yeah. At least me.
Yeah. The coolest part of Boba Fett was Cad Bane, and he was only in there for like 5 minutes. So.
Yeah, he was bad as fuck.
Yeah.
Anyway, I was gonna ask you if you saw the Mr. Beast on Rogan.
No, I haven't watched it yet, but I'm down to talk about it.
Dude.
That dude hustles like no other. He's made no money off of YouTube. He puts it all back in.
Dude, that guy is a goddamn like genius. Like he's so obsessed with YouTube, and he's 23 years old. He's got like hundreds of employees underneath him. He started at like when he was like 11, and then about like 13, 14, he started making like $1 a day off of YouTube, and literally his mom and everyone would like just shit on him and make fun of him. And he's like, I would just hope when I'd go to school that they wouldn't just pull up my video and make fun of me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden he's making fucking, he's got 222 million subscribers.
Yeah.
And you know the genius thing that he did that I never even thought of, that like even Rogan was like, what the fuck? He realized that English is only 10% of the world, and that he needs to tap into 90% of the other markets. So he started Mr. Beast Brazil, Mr. Beast like Spaniel and shit, and he hires translators to do all the videos and all that shit. And these channels have 16, 20, so all together he has 220. That's fucking insane, dude.
Yeah,
he's probably got to be like,
he's up there with PewDiePie. He's chasing PewDiePie as the number one.
But this guy like. His genius is just like how hard and obsessed he was with everything. Like he literally like had a team of like 3 or 4 other dudes, and they would spend all morning all the way to the night and just obsessed with like thumbnails. And then they would make charts of like, oh, what makes a good thumbnail? Is it the brightness, this and that? And they would go through thousands of fucking like thumbnails and like figure all this shit out. Like he figured out like how to make what do you call it?
Algorithm?
Well, the algorithm, to get to fucking most views on your shit. You know what I mean? And goddamn, dude, I highly suggest. It's very inspirational, dude.
He's got stuff that he's spent millions on, and he's never put a video out on because he's just like, I don't like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did he tell the story about him going on the island and getting sick and everything? Did he tell that story?
He had a story where he gave away an island, but he didn't talk about that. But they just talk about the insanity of like how they like had to build the beach on there just to have something to shoot on, and then immediately when the person won it, they sold it because like, what the fuck am I gonna do with an island? You know what I mean? So, he just gives away these. If you don't know who Mr. Beast is, he's just this. Probably one of the most popular.
He's the second most popular.
To PewDiePie or whatever.
Yeah.
And he just makes these crazy, 10, 12-minute videos. Or usually some type of like game or something, or then prize that you can win, which could be like a house, a fucking car, all this fucking money. And it's just like he redid Squid Games.
Yep.
That shit cost fucking $4 million. You know what I mean? Just to recreate everything. And then he's got teams of engineers fucking building shit. And it's just like. It's just on another level, dude.
Do you remember the first Mr. Beast video you ever watched? I know mine, dude.
No.
Mine was that one with those little balls that you put in water and they grow up, and he fucking...
You know what? I didn't realize... I think I saw that and didn't realize...
But you realized it was him.
Beast, yeah.
Yeah, and he fucking put them all in a pool, and then he's like, let's fill the whole backyard with them. It's going to rain for a week. Let's fill the whole backyard with them. So they bought truckloads of them and fill the whole dude's backyard with them, dude. It was this, I don't know, it had to have been like 6 years ago or 5 years ago, 4 years ago, I think. And I just remember thinking, dude, this is fucking funny, man. It's really funny.
Yeah, and he's super just humble and nice and fucking...
Supposedly he's really addicted to gambling now.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, not in a bad way, but you could tell like he's the type of guy that wants to figure out how to like cheat the gambling, like be the best at poker and figure out, how, that type of shit.
Yeah, he has that kind of brain, dude.
Yeah.
That just like dissects things and just like... What do you call it when you like de-engineer something?
Yeah.
To fucking
back engineering
things and stuff and figuring out.
He's got an engineering mind.
Yeah, and the fact that he's 23, it's not just these.
He gets
YouTube
along
videos.
with everybody.
He has those fucking the burger thing. He's got all these different fucking ventures and shit like that, dude. And I couldn't believe it. But he was saying how like, it takes people usually till they're 23 to figure out what they want even to do or what they're into, and he just got lucky, like he said, like right at 11. So the very first video he ever posted,
I saw
to YouTube, got 20,000 views, and usually it usually takes like 2 years to get one view, and he's like, that right when I got that, I was immediately hooked, you know. So
I like also the one where he made a thing to himself, and he's to myself in 10 years.
Yeah.
And that was really
you
cool.
can go back and watch the videos of like when he's like 13, 14,
but
15.
He never put it out
kid.
until 10 years later.
Yeah. Well, he said, because Joe Rogan's like, do you have the first episodes up? And he's like, no, because he started when he was 11. He's like, when I was 13, I got super self-conscious and deleted all those ones. And Joe's like, oh. He's like, but you can go back and watch the ones from when I was like 13, you know, and first starting out and shit, which is pretty wild. Wow. And it's just literally a little kid. And it reminds me of being in a band then, because he's talking about how like, he would take the $1 he would earn a day, and then he would go and buy a mic, and then he would go and buy, you know, a camera, and then like he would just keep one piece at a time, just built everything up into this literally an empire, dude. Yeah. It's fucking crazy.
He would do weird things too. Like one video is like he spent 24 hours saying Logan Paul every.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah.
What the fuck? So, this is the most inspiring thing about him to me is that. I don't even know how to describe this. I guess his search for ideas, or the way he disciplines himself to search for ideas. So like he spends like 2 to 3 hours a day, instead of just having like an idea or just trying to come up, he actually like actively like searches them out like through different like methods and stuff. So sometimes he'll just like flip through a dictionary. So he even like, you know, he's like, hey, Joe, give me a word. And Joe's like, dog. He's like, okay, well, what if I gave this guy 1,000 puppies or blah, 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 dog, or 1,000 dog, blah, blah, blah. And he's just like, comes up with all the ideas. Yeah. And if it sticks, then he just tries to make that. And if it doesn't work, then he's like, but I do that with like 3 or 4 other guys.
Yeah.
So there's just all these ideas. And then like, you know, we can really like pick like the best thing that we think's gonna, you know,
smart.
Yeah.
The best. I always say that like the best way to come up with ideas is to sit with a group of people and just shoot ideas off each other.
So my favorite thing to do in the world, dude, which is normally like writing music in a band, but like I guess my second is being in like a writer's room and like everyone just throwing out ideas and, you know,
what if we do this?
Yeah, what if we do this? Oh, what about this? Or what about that? Yeah, that's amazing, dude.
Yeah, brainstorming
and just fucking coming up with ideas and slapping on a whiteboard and shit, and then fucking, you know, trying to just put that in one cohesive fucking story or idea and shit. That shit's badass, dude.
I love that. I absolutely love that.
And then he also like, he surrounds himself with like 3 or 4 dudes who, you know, while they're doing this, you know, he's like, I'm always learning from my mistakes, but I'm with these 3 or 4 other guys who are making all these mistakes too. So I can learn from their mistakes. So it's like, I'm learning all these mistakes 4 times faster.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, holy shit. Like, what the fuck?
What not to do. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway.
Yeah. That's funny. So, I've been watching, you know, I watch everything through YouTube. Like,
yeah, pretty much me too.
Yeah. And lately it's been crazy with all the stuff going on and, you know, in Ukraine and stuff. And I always liked watching like these guys who go into different places and, you know, videotape, you know, what it's like being here. Or I like watching like people in other countries.
Too. Yeah.
There's this guy in Russia, this guy in Russia, and he lives in this small Russian town. He's got a wife and a baby, and he just loves America. And he just, his number one thing that he wants to do is learn English, right? And so I started watching his channel, dude, and it is fucking crazy, bro, because
I think I might have seen this guy's like clips on TikTok.
Oh, dude,
he's driving around and talking and shit.
Yeah. And he the first one I saw about him was he explained how much gas is in Russia. So he went to each little gas station.
I saw that on TikTok. Dude, that's the exact one that I saw, dude.
Bro, that guy is so fascinating to watch because he just wants so bad. He loves America so much, and like people send him stuff and he'll get a box and they're so excited to open it, and at one point they have these bubble wraps in there, you know, like those, not bubble wrap, but the ones that are like full of air.
Yeah, the big ones. Yeah,
and
the Amazon
and
uses.
They pull that out and they're so excited. They're like, this is air from America. And they break it open and they both inhale it.
Are you kidding?
You know, as a joke.
Oh,
you know
what
I mean?
Yeah.
But dude, it's so the most interesting thing about it though is when he's driving around, dude, if it wasn't in a different language, it's just like America.
I know. I thought the same exact shit.
I was
it's
like,
just,
holy shit!
You're just
the
a different part of the world. Yeah. Exactly. I know.
Everything.
You think like all these foreign places are just so different.
Yes.
But it looked like he was at a shell.
Yeah.
But it was in Russian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And oh my god.
You know what's funny? after I saw that, when I was with Jordan, I was like, isn't it weird that we were just randomly born in the United States and like we're in Phoenix out of all fucking places that we could be in the world, but like still like we're the luckiest people in the world to like just be
where we're
born at. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like we're so like privileged, we don't even realize it. You know, we're actually arrogant about it and shit. You know, and then like you see these people and you're like, they just want to be here so fucking bad. Yeah, reminds me of that German in Venice guy.
Yes,
like he just saw movies forever while he was in Germany, and all he wanted to do was come to fucking America. And he's in Venice, dude. And he's happier than anyone I have ever seen in my life, just living in Venice and just being in America. You know what I mean? Because he loves it so much. And then we take that for granted because it's like, do you ever think about how much you love America?
Yeah, no,
no, because we're
here.
What?
We're here.
Yeah, we're here.
We're acclimated to it.
Yeah, we're acclimated to it, and we're like, we don't. Yeah.
But the other crazy thing is, so that got me on a kick of like looking for things like that.
I want to check this dude's channel out.
Oh, man. Dude, it is amazing to watch that stuff. And that's what I always thought was cool. Like growing up, I always wanted to travel to see how other people live. And now with YouTube, dude.
Yeah, there's these guys that'll go to like Nigeria, all these just like fucking shitholes actually, and they just stay there and just film them. And these people just love the fuck out of him that he's even there, you know, and they're showing him around. Yeah. And you're just like, what the fuck?
This one guy wrote into that Russian guy and was like, you know, man, everything's so cheap out there. And the guy's like, so let me explain to you guys why everything is so cheap out here. He goes,
in Russia?
Yeah. He goes, because, you know, their gas is like $1.80 a gallon. Well, their gas is so cheap because they
produce their own.
They produce their own, yeah. And the other thing he says, he goes, he's talking and he goes, then in my opinion, the number one best job you can have ever is a teacher, because you're teaching our young how to grow up to be the next generation. And
that's the kind of people we need here to be teachers.
Yeah. And he goes, do you know how much you make to be a teacher in Russia? The high salary to be a teacher in Russia is? And his wife goes, she says, it's $200 a month. They get paid $200 a month.
Yeah, but isn't that a lot there?
That's what he's saying. That's why everything's so cheap, because their pay is so low.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
So it's almost like they're living in the 70s.
Yes, exactly. And our inflation is so high right now. You know what I mean. So he goes. You know, it would be great if you had a lot of money and retired here, but you couldn't come over here and get a job and live here. And, you know what I mean. You'd be getting paid nothing. Yeah. You know. He's like, everybody always responds to me, oh, I want to move there, I want to get a job there. He's like, yeah, if you have a would money
because they think it's cheap.
Yeah, because they think it's cheap. You know what I mean? It is cheap,
but you're kind of just going backwards.
Yeah, but it is cheap, but you would have to work here. If you don't already have a bunch of money and are like retired and retire there, then it's not going to be good. But if you retire there, it'd be great. You know?
Yeah. I don't want to get into the politics of it, but do you ever think about this guy now when like he just wakes up and his internet doesn't work, and his banks don't work, and McDonald's is pulling out, and like he's
that's one of the things he said.
You know,
well, that he's tapping in.
Does he have new videos?
Yeah, he's got new videos. Yeah, shit. He shows and he explains. He goes, listen, you might not hear from me. Whenever I can get on, I'll try and get on. YouTube's blocked some days it's not.
That's why like when people, it's so lame. Like on TikTok, like this guy's at a bar and he's literally like pouring out all the Smirnoffs because he works there, you know, like fuck Russia. And I'm thinking like, there's good people at Russia. Yeah. This is like the assholes that we don't understand. Like there's things out of like we'll never understand. You know what I mean? And by the way, Smirnoff's an American company.
Yeah.
You idiot.
And here's the funny thing. Like they're all afraid because whenever they're on there now, they're like, listen, we can't say certain things. You can. And one guy's like, read between the lines.
They'll be missing. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. He goes, if
that guy's probably gonna go missing.
If you say that it's a war going on and not a special operation, 15 years. They just made that law.
Yeah.
That's fucking crazy, dude. In 2022. And that's what they all keep saying. Everybody that I watch keeps saying, how is this happening in 2022? And that's the crazy thing. Like, this is like communist bullshit. Like, you go to the gulags if you say that there's a war going on. Yeah. Like, holy shit, man. Yeah. That's scary, dude.
Yeah, it sucks when you just see that guy's channel and you're just like, they're just people like us, you know? They just got born there. Like that could be us.
Yep.
If we just, you know.
Yeah. They're just normal, cool people, and they're kind and and you know, like, I don't know. It's just
you see as a family.
Yeah,
You know, he just cares about the well-being of his family, and he's so
You see that they're human.
You see that they're actually like happy with like not even being an American. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And here we are. We're just miserable all the time, complaining about everything, and
yeah, it's weird.
Right on, man. How long we go for?
We're right at an hour, bro.
Sweet, man. Do you have anything else, or?
No, I think we're good. I think it was I'm glad we went and saw it when we saw it, man. I think that was perfect timing.
I couldn't fucking avoid the spoilers. Like, I couldn't go on Twitter or TikTok without trying to avoid a spoiler. So I pretty much had to, dude.
Yeah. Well, it made me realize, like, I hope that, like, I want to go see Doctor Strange in that theater now. You
That'd
know
be
what
cool.
I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I want to go.
We should make that a thing. Like, I love going to the movies, dude. You know what I mean?
They have that thing where, remember where when they were like, oh, you can see so many movies a week for this. Do you remember how much it was?
No, but at the same time, are they coming out with that many movies a week?
That's the problem.
That's
the problem. You know? I don't think they're coming out with enough movies. We'd be going to see the same movie over and over. You know what I mean? But like, I'm really looking forward to Doctor Strange. You know, to see in the theater now, because like that was such a good experience seeing Batman.
There's
in the
nothing
theater.
like seeing a fucking movie in the theater. You can't replicate that at home.
Yeah,
you know,
no.
Just that sound system. There's no way.
Yeah. So
I think the last one we saw was Tenet.
Yep.
That one was so crazy. I felt my heart coming out of my chest.
Yeah.
The bass on that shit. That was wild. I can't wait for his next movie. Have you seen the cast of that?
No.
Fucking
what is it?
Stacked. It's called Oppenheimer, about the guy who created
the bomb.
Yeah. And guess who's playing him?
Who?
The guy from Cillian Murphy.
Oh, really? Cillian Murphy's
starring in it.
That's awesome.
So he's always kind of been Nolan's like guy,
Muse.
and like but like, you know,
side character,
like a B character kind of, you know what I mean? Now he's the fucking number one. But like Robert Downey Jr.'s in it. Fucking dude, there's like there's probably about 10 to 12 people of like just straight up stars, A-list stars are in this shit, dude. So
I was just talking about that dude the other night on Flip Side. No, Oppenheimer. That saying that he said when he made the bomb, where he said, "I have just become, you know."
Didn't he like regret doing it?
Destroyer of world, Vishnu, the god, destroyer of worlds. You know that famous saying that Rogan always quotes.
What did didn't he regret doing it?
Oh yeah.
So Emily Blunt, Robert Downey, Rami
Emily
Malek,
wow,
Josh Hartnett, the Safdie brothers, DeHaan, Matt Damon, Jack Quaid.
Wow,
isn't that's crazy? Jack Quaid.
Yeah. The Boys. He's The Boys, right?
Yeah, but it's
Randy Quaid's son.
Yeah, with what's her name? His mom's an actress too.
Yeah.
Kenneth Branagh. Yeah, there's a bunch of people, dude. So anyway,
good stuff.
All right, well, looks like Jordan's home. So
perfect timing.
All right, that is a wrap on the Bogcast episode 145. I gotta go feed the dogs now, but make sure you're subscribed, leave a comment, hit the like button, and you can find more videos right up here if you want to check them out. So
check it.
All right, late.